Hi everyone, welcome to No Nonsense Whiskey. My name's Vin PF, and on today's episode I'm super excited because this is a really special video and bottle. Now, I'd say at the top of the show, these guys sent me this over because it's literally been released today as time of release of this video. You might have even noticed that I pushed my video back to Friday instead of my usual Thursday release window because this is releasing today. I didn't want to release the video a day early and kind of like let the cat out of the bag, so to speak. And I mean, you guys know me, I don't change my schedule for anybody usually, but for a special bottle on a special time for this, I think it was worth it. Now, the main reason I've done that is this is a special Bimber release exclusively bottled for the Whisky World shop down below. There's links below if you want to stop the video and go and check it out before, if that's all you need to know. But Bimber tends to sell out really quickly. And my big fear with this one here is that if I kind of announce this a bit early, then it gets on the internet a day early, and then suddenly the bots get involved and the flippers get involved. And what I really want to do is I want you guys, my audience, to get kind of first dibs on this, because there's only something like, what have we got here? 285 bottles of this, and this is going to sell for £100, and I think this is going to fly off the shelves personally. And we'll get into my tasting notes a little bit later on. But yeah, so really, that's the whole point of me releasing this video a day later than usual, to make sure that you guys watching it first get kind of first dibs on this. So if that's all you need to know, if all you need to know is Bimber, and as you might have seen on the title below, PX Sherry Finish, if that's all you need to know, then hit the links below. There's no commission there at all, just doing these guys a favour. So yeah, go and check them out, because I think this is going to be a special one. So yeah, back onto the actual review then, if you're sticking around to know more about it. Bimber, obviously you know I love Bimber, English distillery, they're doing amazing stuff. I'm often quoted in saying with Bimber that the hype train that's evolved around them is annoyingly on point, because sometimes you get hype, like, dare I say, Macallan is a good example, massive hype train, doesn't really live up to it. Bimber, however, everything they produce is astounding, and not just good, it's astounding. Prices have been creeping up, but they've been keeping it together with that, and obviously now they've got their new distillery, exciting things are happening with them. So yeah, obviously I'm a big fan of Bimber, but it's hard for me to get hold of usually. So luckily I've got an advanced bottle of this to be able to record this a little bit early, get it out for the Friday, and hopefully give you guys a chance. So what we've got is a PX finished Bimber that's been exclusively bottled for the Whisky World. It's out today. It's going to be £100, all these things I mentioned earlier, and it's a cask finish, so it's a single cask then finished in PX sherry casks. All things that we like to know. If you want to know a bit more, it's got a cask reference of 242-2, bottled in November 2023, so really recently. Don't know about when it was distilled, so don't know about the age necessarily. Non-chill filtered, natural coloured, presented at 56.7%, and I don't know if that is cask strength or not. However, I will say that I don't really care, because what the liquid inside is great, so that's all you need to know. I mean, look at the colour of this thing. It's just, you know, it's incredible. It's incredible. We love that sort of stuff. Okay, let's get on to the actual tasting then and see what we've got, and then we'll talk a little bit about value, but I'm pretty sure you can catch the enthusiasm. You know what I'm going to say about this thing. Now, what I'm going to show you something before I get into the tasting of this. Now, hopefully you'll be able to see this because my ring light, obviously classic fill level there. Now, if I swirl this, hopefully you'll be able to see what happens with the legs. Not much is the interest. There you go, there it goes. See the delay on that? Can you see the legs there? So it took like 3 or 4 seconds before it even started falling. And now you can see, hopefully, on there, as I twist this around, these beautifully vertical legs. And I don't often talk about stuff like that, but this is so thick and viscous that it takes even a few seconds for it to start to fall on the glass. And I noticed that as soon as I got the bottle and I just sort of wobbled it around a little bit, I noticed that it just stuck to the inside of the bottle, which I think that's pretty cool. Let's get onto the nose then and see what we've actually got in this glass. Now for me, the initial hit is of a classic Bimber style. If you're a fan of Bimber, you'll know exactly what I mean. They've got this kind of like juicy tropical fruits vibe. Obviously, you could drill that down into all the kind of different tropical fruits, but for me, it's like those little old sweets we used to get. I think you can still get them now. Those fruit salad sweets. It's that in a nutshell. It's juicy tropical fruits all over it. Now, on top of that, because you know the PX influence is there, something I didn't realise was that apparently I'm a big fan of PX now. I didn't think I was ever going to come round to that, but this is the most recent in a long slew of PX cask finish vibes that I've been getting on with. I've got another one on the shelf ready to go, a Glencadam PX Reserva that I'm absolutely loving. But yeah, PX apparently is a thing for me these days, and I'm absolutely loving this. And where you would normally get, I would call, like, you know, dried fruits, it's not that at all. It's like really juicy sherry notes, if that is a note, but you know what I mean. It's like really juicy fruits, definitely raisins, but kind of like not overly dried raisins. I don't know if that's a thing, but it's just really juicy is all I can say. And on the back end, I'm getting a very, very slight inflection of kind of like Mr. Sheen furniture polish, but I love that. I love that stuff. So for me, that's a welcome addition to the back end of it. Let's try on the palate. Oh, this thing is so good. Now, for me, it's like, I don't normally go into deep tasting notes, but for me, what I'm getting from this, it would be easy to say something like Christmas cake, and it isn't quite that, I don't think. For me, it's like sherry-soaked, chocolate-coated raisins, which I'm not even sure is a thing. I'm pretty sure that you can get sherry-soaked raisins. I'm pretty sure you can get chocolate-coated raisins together. I don't know, but that's the kind of combination I'm getting from this. And if not, I also get a kind of vibe. My favourite chocolate bar is a fruit and nut chocolate bar. I'm not really a chocolatey kind of guy, so I don't really eat much, but that's the one I go to. And I'm getting this in spades. Milk chocolate, fruit and nut. It's very Christmassy, I'll give it that. Obviously, this is a Christmas bottling. It's deep, rich, viscous, very decadent, very like Bimber. Very like Bimber. I'm going to have another quick sip. It's so thick. It's like, in terms of viscosity, it's almost like a treacle. It doesn't taste like a treacle, but the mouthfeel, it's easily one of the most viscous whiskies I've ever had. The finish is long, fruity. The fruit disappears halfway through, and you get a kind of like a black pepperiness on the back end, which I really enjoy. Now, for me, this whole experience has been astounding because they actually sent me a sample of it in advance of this. This only literally came through a couple of days ago in terms of release day, but yeah, it only just came through. But they sent me an advanced sample of it, and you know, like I go with all of these things, they ring up, they say, "Do you want a sample?" And I say, "Yeah, sure, send it over. I'll give you my honest opinion of it." Poured it out one evening, you know, expecting to like it. I'll be honest, because it's Bimber, but I wasn't expecting to have my mind blown over it, which I should really have come to expect from Bimber, because most of the time my mind is blown with it. I will caveat this whole review with saying that I haven't actually tried any of their other PX finished whiskies at all yet. So what I can't tell you is how it stacks up against other PX finishes in the Bimber range. But what I can tell you is that in my experiences, in the Bimbers that I've had and the PXs I've had, this is phenomenal whiskey. Absolutely phenomenal whiskey, and I can't even emphasise that enough. When I was writing my initial notes for this before I knew any information about it, my actual writings were, I'll be surprised if this is any less than £100. I was expecting this to be more like the 125 that recent Bimbers have been going for, you know, like the kind of London Underground specials releases. So to see a single cask go for dead on that 100, this is 100% going to fly off the shelves. I think people they'll just see the Bimber logo and buy it, I imagine. Hopefully, if you do get this, let me know in the comments below if you're into it, if you're going to be getting this. But it's got to be drunk. You've got to drink it, guys. This is, I mean, yeah, it's probably going to be worth some money to flip it. This is going to sell out almost immediately, I'll wager, and then it's going to be on secondary market. Not into that at all. Don't condone it. Sure, I mean, if people are doing that to kind of fund some college for their kids or whatever, but if they're just trying to make a quick buck off of other people that were just a bit slower, not into it. But for me, absolute winner, and something I don't often talk about is the kind of labels and whatnot, but this is so cool. I'll even show you the box, which I don't normally show boxes anymore, but this is like, look at it, it's cool, man. It's cool. The Whisky World have picked a decent cask here, and I have no shame whatsoever in saying that I think this is going to absolutely fly off, and I'm absolutely astounded to even get hold of it, because there's so few bottles. But there you go. Long story long, get this bottle. I don't often say that either, because I like to give you guys my my honest opinions and let you decide for yourselves. But if you've made it this far in the video, I'll wager you've already decided whether you're going to get it or not. Let me know in the comments below if you've got it. Let me know if you pop it. Let me know what you think of this. I think this is just going to, it's just going to be a good whiskey. But I'm going to enjoy the rest of this, and I'll see you again on more videos coming soon. Cheers.